All right, everybody, it's time for the Underchaser Spirits and Beer Pairing Show. It is Thursday, May the 7th, 2026, Jersey. Johnny coming at you. With me tonight is Tequila Dave. How are you tonight, sir?
We're going with that for a reason. And if you watched our last show, I did explain where Tequila Dave came from. It came from Chico's in Denville because we were celebrating Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, our last show. When he says our last show, he means our beer show this past Tuesday.
Yes, right. That was 2 nights ago. So
2 nights ago.
It was explained then. So if you follow both programs, you understand where that comes from.
Exactly. And tonight we have a very special guest tonight for the Underchaser.
Who knows Chico?
Who knows Cichon, and who is going to be there next week too, and he'll tell you all about it. But we have a lot to get to tonight, and
we
a bunch of cocktails. So let's bring him on without further ado. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Dave Wiley. How are you, sir?
Hey guys, Johnny, Dave, great to be here. Hopefully everybody's recovered from their Cinco de Mayo celebrations and is ready to get into some cocktails that still involve agave spirits, but not quite a margarita.
This is true.
Not quite.
Dave and I celebrated. Dave and I celebrated Cinco de Mayo by drinking 3 beers. So,
at least one of my beers was a cerveza.
No, you did have a cerveza.
And what did I follow it up with, Johnny?
You followed up with some tequila.
No, rum.
Oh, rum rather. You did. You did. Don Q.
It was because it was at hand. It was like right next to me.
Right there. Yes, yeah. And a very nice bottle that your coworker brought back from.
It's you can't see it. It's right up there. It's a little out of shot right now.
Out of shot right now. So Dave, how are you on this fine evening?
I'm fine. Oh, wrong Dave. Sorry.
We're gonna have to work this one out.
He knew what I meant.
He usually calls me Samurai. I did so.
Yeah, I'll be calling him Samurai. So
yeah. So
if I say Dave, it means you.
Oh
Dave.
No, I'm doing great. Any excuse to run through some cocktails on a nice spring Thursday afternoon.
Absolutely, very nice day today. It turned out a little odd this morning, but it was starting to break when I saw you early this morning, and then it was gorgeous by noon.
Cleared it nicely.
Yeah, it was really nice. So,
humidity's building though.
It is. I can feel it already in here. My office here. It gets when it's humid out. It isn't as humid outside, but I can feel the beginnings of it. You know, I got the ceiling fan right here, but I prefer not to turn it on. But
yeah, it makes noise
over there. Right, so there you go. So in any event, all right, let's jump in right into it. We got a bunch to talk about. Let's start with a cocktail, and then we can get into the other conversations. I want to hear all about the Pulga. I want to hear some of the stuff we were talking about before, the tequila trail, all of that. But let's make a cocktail first, talk about them, and then while we're imbibing, we can have those discussions. So, guest of honor, please start us off.
Perfect. So the one I'm going to start with is it's pre-assembled because it uses clarified lime and grapefruit juice.
Very nice.
So the clarification process involves using agar to make a gelatin with the juice, and then you filter it out, and that process takes a few hours. But the reason this one's clarified is this follows the Dave Arnold from Liquid Intelligence method of carbonation. Mm-hmm. So one of my favorite techniques that he talks about towards the end of his book, which you'll see my pre-bottled cocktail here, that is going to go into a drink mate to finish up. There you go, Liquid Intelligence right there. That's one of my Mixology Bibles.
It was sitting behind this, John.
It was. Imagine that. Go figure.
So when you want a cocktail with that great carbonation bite, there's no better way to do it than to use clarified juice and carbonate the entire thing. Mm-hmm. So in this, you're going to have the clarified, it's 1.5 ounces of grapefruit, 1 ounce of lime juice, 2 ounces of tequila, 5 drops of saline, a little agave nectar, and 1/4 ounce of Aperol. and that's going to give it this beautiful pink color. And what that is it's all built and it has been chilling in my freezer. And now by carbonating it, everything has the CO2 in it, from the alcohol build, and a little dilution, a couple ounces of water to dilute whenever you're not going to stir or shake a cocktail. It's very important when you're batching to add the water that you would get from the ice. But my favorite thing, especially on a spring or summer day, is you then have a cocktail that is the clarification. Make sure that there's nothing in it that will break the CO2 in suspension. So you've got to get all the particulate matter out of there. But you have a beautiful crystal.
So hence the clarifying.
Yeah. And then
look at that.
Serve it. It looks like a rosé. You serve it in a champagne flute. Mm-hmm. You can see it's brilliantly clear. I love to serve these to guests. I kind of batch this and freeze it, and then all I have to do is carbonate it when people get here, because cocktails don't age like wine; they deteriorate over time. So cheers. This is the way I love to do my palomas. So a clarified sparkling paloma, and everything, instead of dumping the Topo Chico or the sparkling water in there, which is immediately going to lose its carbonation, it just has a brilliant bite with that citrus and the carbonation.
Gotcha. Very nice. Very nice. That sip looked delicious.
Yes, it did. Absolutely.
I'll put my hardware away for the next one.
There you go. Samurai.
I was digging into my hardware while you were making yours. I've got a pellet ice maker back here.
Okay.
I told you why when I got into tiki, I got all in. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to do a tiki with some tequila. And what I have here is I've got some. This is lime juice and pineapple juice. Okay. And because of the exact measurement, I really, really adore these measuring beakers.
Those beakers are fantastic.
I love using these.
Those are my favorite too.
I got a little Felonium in it. There's dry curacao, and there is white tequila. So I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to get into some of the other hardware here.
Very nice.
Got one of the old stuff. That's loud, baby. We'll give that a flash. That should be good.
There you go.
And I'm going to open pour this right into my mug here. Get that in there. And while that's in there, I'm going to do a little garnishing, because it's not a tiki drink without the garnish. I did preset some of my garnish before the show, so I don't have to struggle with the fruits.
Yeah, trust me, I did the same thing. I'm going to use some mint at some point, and you didn't want to see me running through my garden. And the second one is you don't want the when I made myself trying to cut an orange peel. I'm going to lose all credibility.
I actually had to cut my orange peel thrice. The first one was too thick. The second one was a little too off.
Okay.
And now here we go. And now I've got everything in there. And here we go. We've got it in this tiki mug right there.
Nice.
We've got some garnishing going here. This is I'm actually drinking out of Carrie's tiki mug here. I got this for her because she really loves sugar skulls. Mm-hmm. She calls this tiki mug Pretty Girl, but the drink, I call this the Unibrow, in honor of Frida Kahlo, who was famous for her sugar skulls.
There you go.
So we'll put that in there. And this is I've done a couple of tequila tiki drinks, but of the ones that I've put together so far, this one's my favorite.
Nice, very nice.
Well, that's the yum-yums.
All right,
John.
All right, so I am riffing on. You know what? Let me just pull it out because right here. This was given to me by Dave, and it's Pulga's Spirited Pours. It's a quick guy cocktail. So I was looking through it, and there is a Sotol cocktail in here. Open up. So it's called a hot honey. Okay, and it uses pear nectar and hot honey and so forth, so on, lemon juice. So I riffed on that, and I used lime juice, half an ounce of lime juice, which we call quarter ounce to a third of an ounce, we'll say, a little bit heavy, quarter ounce, if you will, of peach simple syrup that I made. All right, and I used a whatchamacallit, the lime juice. I squeezed myself, or we say squoze myself. Squozed myself. You got to squeeze your own lime juice. You have to squeeze your own citrus. Absolutely, it's the only way to go. Got to be fresh. And half a bar spoon of honey. And then I'm using. When I made it, because that recipe calls for 1.5 ounces of citol, but I made it with 2 ounces of citol. So
because you're a lush.
Because I'm a lush, and it tasted really good. But and the citol,
it's a very light citol, and it's Mexican finish, which is a lower proofing. It's only 38% ABV. So you got to do a US pour and make up for the lower ABV.
Make up for the lower ABV. There we go. There's one.
I did squeeze the lime juice. I squeezed the pineapple juice. I did not. The lime juice I actually squeezed a couple of hours ago. I like the lime juice to be a little older, let it settle down a little bit. But with orange, I would squeeze the orange just before I mix the drink, because that deteriorates a lot faster than lime or lemon juice does.
Very nice, very nice. All right, and so that's in there, and I am going to.
And I learned that from Liquid Intelligence, Dave.
There you go.
Yeah, you got to mellow it out a little bit. Yeah, I've also tried, especially for big batches, I've tried the super juice to see if you can be more efficient. But I can't get past. I need the fresh citrus. And somebody, one of my good friends, was having a party last weekend, and she's like, "What's your trick when you're making like 3 gallons of margaritas or some drink for a party? Like, how do you do it quickly?" I'm like, I don't.
Don't do it quickly.
I just take my time and put some music on and go to Costco, get sacks of limes, and go at it.
And you don't care where the spent limes land at first. You just let the lime ends fly.
Yeah.
Smells fantastic. I put in a rocks glass. I'm going to top it off with just a little bit of peach ginger beer from Gosling's.
One of my secrets is this sucker, the geared.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're going to get more juice out of your lime, so you won't have to squeeze as many limes if you're doing that much. Some limes I can get almost a full ounce out with this thing.
There's nothing more frustrating than getting the bag and then realizing they're like desiccated.
Oh, they're all rocks.
Like one lime, you're getting half an ounce, and
that's the worst.
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah. And we will garnish it with what else?
What are you going to garnish it with, John?
Peach slices.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thought you were going to put gummy peaches in it.
No, real peaches. There you go.
That'd be awful.
All right. And there she is right there.
That's a pretty drink.
There you go.
That's a very pretty drink.
So cheers, folks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's delicious. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Where was this when the sun was out? That's when I'm.
All right.
The sun's down. It'll be dark at 9 o'clock in like a month here. So
yeah, exactly. We're getting there. Like we can the week of the longest, the month and a half from now, down here in Belmar, where we see daylight, not necessarily sun, but not dark. Right, it's still dusk and approaching 10 o'clock at night. So it's always fun.
This year it's actually on Father's Day. So, I don't know your family situations, but I think that's a great excuse for dads out there to get a few extra minutes of day drinking. Yeah.
It works for me. And I will definitely take advantage of that. Yes, we all have kids here.
Yeah, same.
So yours are Dave?
Young. I got 2 and 4. 2 and 4.
So they have excuses to not wish you a Father's Day because they just don't know just yet. Whereas my 16, 21, and 24-year-old have no excuse. Well, the 24-year-old kind of has an excuse, but
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
we'll
give that a pass.
And my 25-year-old son, my 29-year-old daughter, and her 28 and 29-year-old husband, and my 32-year-old daughter and her 32-year-old husband. don't have an excuse to not wish me
No.
happy Father's Day. So.
They've got a calendar.
Yeah, they do. I love how we all start off with like 3 entirely different types of drinks. Dave's got like a brunch drink.
Mm-hmm.
John's got a cocktail lounge drink.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a tiki bar drink.
And you got a tiki bar drink. That works. This is fantastic.
3 different venues.
Mm-hmm. It's fantastic. I'm happy I did that. It's this actually. I when I made it yesterday. After this is my 3rd podcast 3 days in a row. By the way, I did last night. I do a sports podcast twice a month, and that was last night. But when I made this last night afterwards, it was really good. But this actually came out better for some reason. Maybe it's because we're on the show with you two fine chefs.
Maybe inspired.
Practice makes
I want to hear more about
that's
Pulga.
true too. Yes, let's talk about La Pulga.
Absolutely. So our brand has been around for a little over 3 years. It was started in Fort Worth, Texas by 3 entrepreneurs that were tired of 2 things they were seeing in the industry, as I'm sure we've all seen, is like the celebrities that really don't have any attachment to tequila that go down to Mexico and partner with a NOM, a distillery, and it lacks authenticism. And 2 of the 3 were in the hospitality industry, and they're getting pitched tequilas left and right. And 2, you've got fancy glass that doesn't fit on your back bar and costs a lot of money, but it doesn't translate to the quality. And about the time this was happening, you were also seeing the visibility to what additives in tequila were. So they knew that they wanted to start something different, have a brand that was theirs, and be in early on the movement of additive-free awareness. So after traveling around 30 different distilleries, they found NOM 1068, and NOM 1068 is up in the highlands of Jalisco, Mexico. It's about 6,400 feet in elevation, an hour and a half northeast of Guadalajara. And there were a few things that they fell in love with immediately. First of all, they were an incredibly humble, non-pretentious group of people that did no contract distilling. They didn't want to take meetings. They just wanted to make tequila the way they want to make it. Their motto is, "We make juice for our people." So it's about making agave spirits for the farmers, the people of the highlands. And that's because they were farmers. It was 7 agave farming families started this distillery in 1995 because the boom bust pricing cycle of agave is just brutal to these farmers. When it takes, back when they started, it took at least 10 years to get a mature Blue Weber agave, which is what tequila is made out of. And now good agave can be harvested around 7 years. So everybody's gotten better at farming it. And as they've continued to make advancements in agriculture, that number has gone down a little bit. But what happens is you're planning almost a decade in the future. And when everybody overplants and it crashes, you can't feed your family. And a lot of these people end up pulling all the agave, planting corn so that you can eat and pay your bills that year. But that becomes another 7 to 10 year problem when you don't have that agave. So they raised the money, they started their own distillery, but every decision at the distillery was made to bring out the best notes of their fields and their agave. And when you go up into the highlands, you see it's very different than Valley, where the town of Tequila is. It's high altitude, it's red dirt, it's very iron rich soil. And between that and the high altitude, you get a lot of really rich, sweet character. We use a dual cook method. Half it goes into the Orno and half it goes into an autoclave. And people will say, well, there's like the uber traditional method, which is everything goes in the brick oven, the Orno, right, and everything gets crushed by a Tahona and all of that. But there's advantages and disadvantages of all that. And when trying to make a tequila that is just great to drink and sessionable, they found that the Orno and the autoclave at a 50-50 blend creates this cleanness out of the autoclave and this roasted agave note out of the traditional ovens. One other thing I forgot to mention is we harvest for bricks level, which is sugar level, not for time, not for price, because they own their own agave. Everybody works at the distillery from the jimadores all the way through to the bottling line. every single person is an employee. They work in cuadrillas, which is little clusters that you may have been in the field in the morning, and then you'll be like inside one of the warehouses in the afternoon to minimize heat exposure, all of that, making sure that you're taking care of the people. So dual cook method, 4-stage roller mill, light rinse, and then underground cooling, so there's no more water used there. Fermented with yeast that's been cultivated from the fields that the agave come from. Some people will just leave it open air. There's a certain component that this yeast brings. In Capilla de Guadalupe, before everybody started planting agave, it was just orchards. So you have all these bright citrus notes because this yeast strain grew up with the agave and it grew up with the citrus. So it brings out like grapefruit and lima, it's like a lemon lime hybrid you see a lot in Mexico. Mm-hmm. And then one thing that's also very different, we distill it twice, very common, pot stills. First is the destroyer, comes out around 30 proof, and then the rectifier, it comes off that still at 110 proof. The thing that's super different is that we, instead of just dumping water in it to get it down to from 110 to 80 proof, which in a 750, to get that differential, you have to add about 200 milliliters of water to get down to your final proofing. We aerate it for 16 hours. The ethanol, all the alcohol evaporates, concentrating all the flavorful components once the alcohol leaves. And then it only takes about 40 milliliters to get us from that 84 proof where it ends up down to 80. So you have this great viscosity, this rich flavor that that sticks on your palate, and it's just like velvety smooth. So I don't even know that they knew that was one of the cool things they were doing when they first started this company. But the more we spin down there, the more we just go and be with the humidors, the master distiller, all of that. It's incredible. Every time you learn something new, something different. And that's, going into, we'll talk about mezcal and Sotol as well, but going into mixology, I just, before we started this call, we're talking about wine, and good tequila should have terroir. It should really have a sense of place and character. And if it's a distillery that has their own agave and it comes from their fields versus a big commercial distillery that's sourcing from, you can source from 5 states. So you think about wine, you think about grapes, you can have a wine that just has California grapes, right? And you can make it cheap. You just buy whoever's selling cheap. But if you want to have character, you want to have your wine, then it's like a single estate or chateau. And tequila is the same way, and agave spirits is the same way. And so when we get into mixology and we start talking about cocktails, I think that it just adds this great layer of complexity to the drink that you might not necessarily get with a neutral spirit. And you also should think about it based on what kind of characteristics does this specific tequila or mezcal have. We've got a very interesting mezcal when we get into that, but always think about what is in this base spirit and how do you work with it. And so the book that John has over here, our cocktail book, we've worked with mixologists across the country to give them Pulga tequila and just say, what do you make with it?
You're getting me a copy of that, right, John?
What's that?
You're getting me a copy.
I also have PDFs. I have a much bigger one that we can send you a PDF of too. And a lot of this is available on our website because one of the biggest platforms for us is education, whether it's through mixology or just telling people about tequila. And that's where the majority of our marketing goes, is just, I'd rather be in front of people, work with bartenders, restaurants, consumers, and just help them make cool drinks.
Question. I want to roll back a little bit. You were talking about non-additives. What additives are you talking about? What is being added into the cheaper tequilas? Yeah.
So with tequila, the CRT, the governing body of tequila, which is a very strict organization in most regards. I can't thieve a barrel sample for a barrel pick without having it signed off on them. So there are things that they are very strict about, but there are things called abocantes or additives that you can add up to 1% of without losing your 100% agave certification. So you can add sweeteners, whether they're artificial sweeteners or sweetening syrups called jarabes. You can add glycerin for mouthfeel. You can add tannins to fake barrel aging. You can add artificial coloring. Some people will add vanillin. So all of those things. And so why would you do it? Why would you do that? The story we like to tell is, let's say y'all were coming over and I promised you a nice glass of pineapple juice. I go to the store and all I find is green pineapples. They're not ripe. They're not ready to go. But y'all have high expectations. You want Dave's famous pineapple juice. You come over. What am I going to do? I'm going to crush it up, get the juice out of it. And then, man, it's not yellow. I got to add some coloring to it. I put yellow food coloring in it. Now it looks like pineapple juice. It doesn't taste like pineapple juice. Add a little sugar to it, a little sweetener, a little artificial flavors. Now it tastes like pineapple juice. Now that's not pineapple juice. It's a combination of a lot of different things, but it's the same thing in tequila. If you're buying contract agave and you're buying it from the cheapest vendor and you're buying it from a large swath of land, then you need your tequila to taste like your profile. Now, if we have our land and we have our process and we have our yeast, it's, I was down there and we harvest for 38 to 44 bricks, which is really sweet. And they do the sugar test. It comes off at 37. The only way they can fix that is go to a higher altitude plot and find something that overshoots the target and blend that in so that you hit your bricks target. But somebody else, especially if you're using a like acid hydrolysis, a diffuser, which is, you don't even use the ovens, you crush it, use a chemical process to extract the sugar. And then you run it through a column still for a very neutral distillation. If you want it to taste like tequila, there's a lot of things you have to do to get it to get back on track for what consumer expectation is. And it's skewed consumer perception of what Blanco tequila should smell and taste like. When people think that tequila should be incredibly sweet and vanilla birthday cake smells, if you pop a bottle and it smells like birthday cake and it's Blanco, I promise you there is no agave that smells like that. so I'm like, people are like, oh, you do the test, you pour it in your hands, you rub it around and see if it evaporates clean. I'm like, pop the cork, smell it. Birthday cake, not tequila. So that's much easier than
than dirtying your hands. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, and also if it doesn't smell like birthday cake, don't waste tequila. I mean,
exactly. And if it is tequila, don't waste it. Just smell it. You're good. Yep. Drink it. Don't waste it. Exactly. Love it. That's awesome. I don't know about you two, but I finished this. So.
Yeah,
I'm still sipping this because a couple great things about tequila, about tiki drinks, is as the ice starts to melt into it, it's going to stay great all the way through to the end of the ice melt, really. A lot of drinks, the ice melts too much, you water the drink down. That doesn't happen with tiki drinks. The reason I particularly like this is my favorite tequila tiki drink is because a lot of tiki drinks, a lot of people think that a tiki drink is something that's sweet and fruity and is there to mask the alcohol, and that's absolutely not true of tiki drinks. So what I do love about this is you can taste the tequila, but it's still, the rest of it is balanced. So
nice.
I think I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit. I think I did my job on this one.
Lean forward. There you go.
Thank you. So I'm still sucking on this, but if you want to go to your second, go to your second, and I'll follow shortly afterwards. I can save this till the end. It'll sit and keep.
It'll sit and keep. You got it. All right, Dave. Let's go to the next one.
Unfortunately, all of my drinks are served up, so I'm going to have to just drink them straight through because they're not going to dilute.
Yeah, mine's my other one's up, and I will probably with your third and fourth, I will probably have a little of the straight Citol and the straight Reposo at that point, just to sip on it and enjoy.
My favorite cocktail is alcohol in a cup, so that I appreciate that. Sometimes I'll mix it with a little ice, but it depends on what the weather's like.
I like to mix it with the surrounding air and get the terroir of the room.
Well, it's just like I always love that Dave says he mixes martinis. He pours the vodka in the martini glass. He takes the bottle of vermouth and he shows it to the glass.
You just scare it a little bit. Yeah. Then put the vermouth away where it belongs.
I'm a fan of the rinse and dump, but I have, especially with
Looks good.
with the different types of cocktails, gone a little back more into some of the great notes that vermouth brings, and I'll blend a couple for another drink here in a minute. But you all have older kids. I have young kids who just went to bed. So I think what I need next is an espresso martini. Now I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking is
it's not a martini.
That's not a tequila drink. But one of the things, like I was saying, is there's a lot of great flavor that you can impart in a drink like an espresso martini by using a tequila. So I'm going to do this with La Pulga Reposado. And the reason I'm going to do a repo, sometimes I like a little more richness, and I'll use añejo. The little booklet that he's holding says añejo, I believe, but there's, as tequila ages and it goes in and out of the barrel. And we use Jack Daniel's barrels, and we only use twice, the añejo and then once for our repo. So
sorry about that.
That flavor. So in my Blanco, I've got grapefruit, I've got mint, I've got anise, and a lot of roasted agave. But as that goes into repo, and this is 9 to 11 months, you start to get, like, the grapefruit becomes tropical fruit, and the mint and the anise has a black pepper finish with a little note of honey. And when I'm thinking, like, what do I like to balance with the coffee liqueur, that's the flavor I like to go with. So I'm going to make mine a little stout here. I'm going to go with 2 ounces of my repo. And then I have I'm going to use Mr. Black. I love
Mr. Black.
Yeah, and there are agave-based ones. This is like a gold standard.
I love Mr. Black. It's the only thing I go with when I'm using a coffee liqueur.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
And I'm going to go with 3/4 of an ounce of this, and then I don't have espresso, which I do love. If you have an espresso machine, I love just a straight shot of espresso. It's got to add a lot more foam to it. I like cold brew, or if you just have a little extra coffee from the morning, as long as it's good fresh brewed coffee. I'm going to go 3/4 of an ounce of that as well.
So I'm not the only one who saves coffee if I think I'm going to do a cocktail later.
Oh, I always do.
Well, I straight up, going into Friday, I will put down a carafe of cold brew, throw it in the fridge. One other cool thing that is on my my acquisition list for the house is a nitro mini keg, because you can take these and put them into a mini keg with a nitrogen cartridge, and then you can, like a coffee shop with nitro cold brew, you can serve that espresso martini on draft, and it'll have a beautiful foam on it without having to shake it all. So that's ambitions, but right now we're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, but you'll start to lose your guns after a little bit right there. You got to exercise.
Yeah, and then I'm going to go with a 1/4 ounce of agave nectar, and that's just going to put a little sweetness in there while balancing well with the flavors you get from the tequila. So not going to lose any of that tequila, that agave flavor that is really prevalent in the repo. I'm going to dry shake. So start it. Get this nice and foamy. Try not to blow my tin up, and then do a little ice.
I've had that happen way too often. I had to throw one away because
if it isn't as foamy as it should be, it's because I'm terrified that this is going to be the end of my laptop screen.
That's fair.
Don't waste it.
Hey, before you pour that, I'm bringing on our other host. He has a moment away from work. He's popped on to say hi. Here he is. Please welcome to the show,
There's Tom.
Whiskey Whisperer. How are you, Tom?
How are you?
Tom, Dave, Tom.
Hey, great to meet you.
Good.
What's going on over there, Tom?
What's
busy,
up, Tom?
busy night?
Yeah, I was real busy earlier. Now it just cleared out completely. So I'm alone with you at the moment in time.
There you go. Actually, you got the phone on the bar. There you go. Look at
Yeah, I was
that.
going to say it's the first time we've seen the bar.
Don't tell anybody. This is incognito.
I'm not. Who am I going to tell, Tom?
Exactly. Right. Yeah, Dave, pour away.
All right, so
Tommy made an espresso martini with his reposado.
Oh, that's very nice, actually.
Reposado tequila. So
right.
it's got agave nectar in there.
Oh, look at that. Very nice.
Oh, that's beautiful.
a little
beautiful thing.
little light on my dry shake there. Try not to blow my 10 up into my laptop screen. But we were just talking about using agave spirits in cocktails where you don't normally see them, like espresso martinis, and it adds this great additional layer that you get from this is a reposado, and a lot of great flavor notes that you're going to get from that you wouldn't normally get from just a vodka. So
Nice.
a lot of stuff you can do with by subbing those in.
Tom's not necessarily an agave drinker, but we did make him do an agave cocktail on the show once.
We did,
and
yes,
he
we
actually
did.
really enjoyed it. So
I do have a question for you, though. As they said, I'm more of a whiskey guy, but I am trying to branch out. I have recently tasted a lot of agave spirits. So for my summer menu, I'm looking at putting together, a tequila or reposado old fashioned. What are your thoughts on those? Because I'm starting to see more and more of them.
I'm actually about to do a Manhattan with one. We
wow.
love to do.
Seriously, that's interesting. Okay.
Here's one thing that I will tell you is a lot of these whiskey-based cocktails are built on a whiskey that's a little higher proof than tequila. So a standard tequila is 80 proof, but you think about Manhattans and old fashions and drinks that a stirred drink that's built, you could be using 100+ proof whiskey in that drink.
That's true. Yeah.
So what for my Manhattan, what I was going to talk about is there are high proof tequila options out there. So we have this is a 110 repo.
Oh wow. Oh, okay.
So we have a couple different things. I have
This is that's 110 proof repo.
Yeah, I do have 95 proof single barrel picks.
Hey, John, you know he's flipped. We can't read La Pulga. It's
Aglip
Aglip Al.
So if you see the green label where it's
there you go.
There it is.
Then
That's right. That's the 110 proof.
So when you look for
That's the 80 proof.
That's the 80. Yeah. So it's in.
But I don't have any.
We do have single barrels that are 95 proof, but I always say when you're making a cocktail that typically uses a whiskey in the build, use a little higher proof because you don't want to lose the backbone of the agave. You want to keep that flavor, and you want to still have the force that you expect from a whiskey without having to back down from other things. So when I was doing it with 80 proof tequilas, you have to reduce what else you're putting in there so that the tequila still has a place.
Right.
But you could just crank up the ABV and it's going to have some character to it.
Well,
Okay, appreciate that. Okay, so when you're doing your Manhattan, I mean, are you building it the same way you would a traditional Manhattan with sweet vermouth? Or are you doing something different?
I'm going to do a black Manhattan. So I'm going to do, it's going to be 2 parts 110 Reposado, 1 part Amaro Nonino, and then I like a blend of orange and Angostura bitters.
Oh, wow. Okay. That sounds awesome, actually. Yeah.
very nice. Very nice. And that's what I'm making. So, but I'll make that after you, while you take a couple of sips of your cocktail that you need because your kids went to bed. So there you go.
Yeah, this is my my trying to recover and be awake for the rest of this after you're putting a 2 and a 4-year-old down.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I've got a limited amount of time. You mind if I do what I'm going to do?
Yeah,
I don't want you though.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Well, what I have actually, I didn't realize what all was going on, so it's going to sound real childish now after listening to all that. But so I've got some Reposado from my neck of the woods. This is local to me. This is what we use here at Banter.
Yeah. He's in Dave. He's in Springfield, Missouri.
Okay, great.
And he's at Banter Brewing, and they're tied to a distillery called Tiakida. And so they serve their product there. And Tom's a bartender there behind the bar, as well as beer tender.
Well,
Bartender, beer tender.
I'm glad I did all my my prep beforehand, because I don't want to. I got a professional here. He's going to judge my garnishes.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far. I've only, I am 60, almost 61, but I've only been a professional bartender for about 3.5 years now. So it's my late in life career choice.
I love it.
There you go.
I've decided. I didn't find out till I was 59 that my calling was to be a bartender. So we just put just before Cinco de Mayo, we put a Mexican style amber lager on called El Rey. So for Cinco de Mayo, we built sort of a version of a Michelada. So I put together a very particular spice blend for us. In this case, I had the spice blend. I added some lime juice and a shot of the reposado to really give it some horsepower. But, you're going to have all kinds of fancy stuff where I might have tried to do something else, but I need to do something quick. So, but here's the thing. I made a mistake when I was putting this together, and I put more spice than I intended on. So I don't know if this is drinkable or not. So if you see me choking, you'll know. Launch it.
There.
Well, he's not choking. You seem to be chugging.
Yeah,
you spelled choking wrong.
You spelled choke wrong. Or no, you spelled chug wrong. There you go.
You didn't put enough spice in it.
I typically use. I said, okay, let's see what's going to happen. So, anyways,
just in case anybody else walks in, that's why he got the drink down quickly.
Yeah.
well, that's how you drink a Michelada. You pound them. Anyways, but I appreciate the tip on the drinks, so I'll keep that in mind. Right now, the only reposado I have here at work is an 80 proof, so I'll see what else I can bring in. I usually do a lot of experimenting at home, and then I bring it to my boss and say, this is what I need.
So, Dave, let me ask you a question, Dave. Like, hypothetically speaking, I'm doing a Black Manhattan too, but I have the 80 proof, and I think I figured it out. But instead of two parts, 1 part, would you go 2.5 to 3/4 to?
Yeah, I would dial the Amaro Nonino back, or whatever Amaro you're using, by 3/4 of an ounce, or you could add a little more tequila, but then you're gonna unbalance your bitters. I still want
stay with the 2 ounces of repo. Just do 3/4 of an ounce.
Yeah, I would dial that back. Or you could even try to blend it out with something like you could split the difference and kind of do a little vermouth. But don't quote me on that. I've never run that play, but
fair enough.
Yeah. So but yeah, you can do it with the 2-1, but to me, I find there's a little something missing.
Right, fair enough.
And
what, I'm gonna do the 2-1 and see how that is, and then I'll judge it from there. But when I make it, I'll do it from the 2-1. Right now I actually just poured while I was waiting for that, because I want to make mine when you make yours, and Dave makes his second cocktail too. But I poured myself.
Off here. I see it second. My late night rush is just pulled in the parking lot. So anyway, for letting me pop on, I really appreciate that advice. So I'm going to work on something. Anyways, thank you guys. Launch you.
You guys,
see you,
we'll see you. We'll talk.
Cheers.
Cheers. There you go. So I poured an ounce of the Cichon, and oh my God, I just love this. I love this so much. It's so good.
One of my go-tos, I think one thing people don't realize about Cichon is that with it being, it's not an agave spirit. It's Desirlion Wiley, which is the desert spoon. It is in the same cousin of agave, which they're all very distant relation to asparagus. Not a cactus. But if you ever see the Chianti, the stalk that goes up if you let it go to seed, it looks like a elephant trunk sized asparagus stalk.
Right.
It's you can tell that it's related. But in northern Mexico, where Cichon is traditionally made, and this one is a Chihuahuan Sotol. That's what it was illegal to make commercially to like 94, 95, but that's what you would drink normally. And they would go to their buddy down the street. You have an empty bottle and some pesos, put in the window, out comes a bottle of Sotol. When a lot of these people would immigrate into the United States and they would want to make their drinks, they couldn't find Sotol, so they would use tequila. Well, what they drank a lot of was a tequila, or a Sotol, Topo Chico, and lime, which has become known as the ranch water. But the ranch waters were always made with Sotol, not with tequila, because that was like their spirit. Right. That's what they drank. But if it's a nice hot summer day, do a ranch water with Sotol, and one of my favorite additions is to muddle a little cucumber in there first. Nice. And Chihuahuan Sotol is earthy, and when you add that cucumber, it's so smooth. You will delete those so fast on a hot day. And sometimes when I go back to our headquarters in Texas, the restaurant that's right beside where I usually stay has it on the menu. They have our Sotol, and they've got this beautiful ranch water, and you'll put them down very quickly when you get to 100-degree Texas weather.
I can imagine.
We get some heat up here.
In April.
Yeah, exactly. There's almost a cocoa note to this.
Yeah. I say it's like a dark chocolate and you have earth.
Right.
We use a champagne yeast, which seems a little non-traditional, but that champagne yeast, it's underground oven cooked, champagne yeast fermentation, and we use a column still for the distillation. So it's like a very clean, delicate, earthy. For me, it's just like dark chocolate, wildflower.
Yeah, dark chocolate. Yeah,
it's really nice.
It's fantastic. I got to get you some, Dave.
This is get down there for that.
All right. How are you making that in your cheeky drink there?
It's still sitting here. I'm still letting the melt get into it a little bit.
Letting the melt get into a bit. Are you gonna make your second one, or
my second one? I think what I'm making for my second one is on Dave's list as well.
Gotcha.
But I can make it now. And
well, you're making one of your second one is one of Dave's other ones, and my second one is one of Dave's other ones, but the opposite of them. So
this is what it seems like. But I wanted to do this because it's interesting. A lot of celebrity chefs, they've got their favorite cocktails that they like. Mm-hmm. Famously, Anthony Bourdain loved the Negroni, hated every ingredient that went into it, but he said when you put it together, it was such a fantastic drink. But one of my favorite celebrity chefs, Rick Bayless, his favorite drink was the Mezcal Negroni. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do it the way he does. He puts it into the shaker. He puts it into the tin, shakes it, and then strains it over the large cube. I like to stir the cube in the traditional way of doing a Negroni. And I'm starting off with 1.5 ounces of mezcal. I don't have any La Pulga, but I do have some Alacran. So
what's the agave on that one?
100% Maguey Espadín.
Espadín. Okay.
Espadín.
Is Oaxacan Espadín?
Where would it say on here? It does. I don't see that word on here whatsoever. Mezcal now. It says A. Angustifolia. Nope.
Well, Oaxacan starts with an O.
Yeah, it's all right.
No, it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe if you can pull it off the bottom of this label, if I can get it in there close enough.
Yeah, Espadín.
Joven?
Yeah, it just says Hecho Mexico. It just says Mexico.
Yeah, just says Mexico.
Most mezcals are Joven. So I think that's it's an interesting difference.
Oh, it's Oaxacan. It says it on the back.
Yeah.
Oaxacan. Yeah, there you go.
Oaxacan.
In Mexico.
It was my neighbor, by the way.
Oh, it's Oaxacan?
It's Oaxacan, yeah. She makes the best mole I've ever had.
Mole negro, which
that's my favorite.
Like the chocolate mole. You can't get it here like you can get down there.
She makes it right next door like you can get down there.
Making it takes hours, and by the time you're done with it, you're too tired to eat it.
Anytime she makes it, she knows I love it. She makes it. She actually puts together a tray and brings it over to me.
Yeah, I lived for years in central Mexico in Cuernavaca and Morelos, which not quite Oaxaca, but it's the like pollo con mole negro. It's just just so many different spices and the rich chocolate flavor.
You have to have the right peppers,
and
right
it's got to
chilies.
have a fresh hand patted tortilla that just it's like
she makes the
doughy
tortillas
and thick, and you just sop that mole up. It's a life-changing experience.
Well, I'm going with 1.5 ounces, and a true Negroni is equal parts.
Don't worry, I'm breaking all the rules too, so no judgment here.
Because a traditional one is that, but what I like to do is I like a full of the spirit, then I back it back just a little bit on each of the next ingredients. So the Campari, and I've got straight up Campari, so I'm doing the actual Campari. It's going to be a little less than the 1.5. We'll call it 1 3/8.
There you go. Next time you need a bottle of Campari, don't buy one until you come down. Okay. I got a couple that are definitely good replacements.
And what I'm doing for
they taste so good. They taste
the sweet vermouth. I like Dolan for a Negroni.
Of course.
I do love Antica, but Antica I reserve mostly for my Manhattans, and this is going to be a 3/8 as well. And then bar spoon, and we can probably tell a couple of stories while I sit here and stir my Negroni, because you need to stir a Negroni for about 45 seconds to a minute.
45 minutes to an hour.
That's the way I like. It's got to be at least 20 seconds, but I like to go a little bit longer than that. Get that ice melt in there.
You're a patient man, Tequila Dave.
I try to be, and I try to be with my drinks, because I'm not patient with my drinks. And John will attest to this. I tend to drink very quickly, so being patient with the making of the drink helps me not drink so fast.
Yeah.
So when we're done with that, what I'm going to do is I've got myself as is traditional for Negroni, I do have my orange peel here. And David, I don't know about you, but I like to first express it over the drink, and then wipe it along the rim to get a little bit more of that orange flavor. And I think I've stirred this enough. My Death Star ice cube has got a lot of cracks in it now, so the Rebel Alliance is winning. So let's do my little expression here.
Well, it's not May the 4th, so had it been Monday,
there's my Negroni.
Beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Well, I don't know. I will do my Negroni riff, or I can do that after we do the Manhattan off. Whatever y'all want to do.
Let's do the Manhattan off, and then you can do your Negroni. There you go.
All right.
So you do yours. I'll do mine. There you go.
All right. So we already talked about high proof, right? So the way we do ours, and people are like, oh, 110 proof, that's still strength. We use a similar process to...
I'm stirring too, by the way. So.
We'll all stir.
I don't have a stirring glass yet. I do need one.
Don't worry, I'm going to use my now rinsed 10, so don't judge me.
I stirred right in my serving glass, so don't judge me.
Now it's a built cocktail. So.
Still a built cocktail, yes.
Still built.
So with our 110, so 110 proof is the highest proof that you can release a tequila. Past that, they won't let you call it tequila. But we still want to finish it like we do with our other spirits, which is aerating, proof it down. So it goes in the barrel at high proof and then is aerated to proof down. But with this, we distill it to 120 proof to give us the room to finish it. So there is no water at all added to the 110, although it is not still strength because it comes off the stills at a tighter cut at 120 before being aerated down for a shorter time period to get to 110 proof. So what that's going to do is that's still going to soften it up and reduce some of the heat. And a funny story, we have a 110 Blanco and a 110 Repo. When the samples showed
I
up,
love that sound.
Yeah, especially good. We have it's the bartender's dread. We have a very big mouth on our bottles, so we have to give them bottles and special pour spouts that fit it. But it does have a great bunk. which I always love.
How many times, John, did you make me do that with the Don Q bottle Tuesday night?
Like 4 or 5 actually.
Gonna make sure this is nice and rinsed here. So we get samples when you're in the alcohol business. Your samples don't come in a beautiful glass bottle. It's a screw top generic glass bottle with a printed sticker with just a number on it. So we didn't know what was in it. We've been doing activations all day, and it was like 9 o'clock at night. We were all in the office, boxes. Let's just see what showed up. Mail call, what showed up in the mail today. Hey, glass bottles. Grab the champagne flutes. Let's try it. So we had a white spirit, and we put it in glasses, and we started drinking it. We said, "Damn, that's really good. What is it, and what's the proof?" And we pull up the email and the code, and we match it to the bottle. We're like, that is 110 proof white tequila, like a Blanco. And we were like, there's no way that's 110 proof. It's too smooth, and it doesn't have any heat. And we were sitting there drinking it, and maybe we had a lot of refreshments or whatever, but we're like, what are we going to release it at? What are we going to proof it down to? And we looked at each other. We said, don't touch it. Do it at 110, put it at the ceiling. And we won top marks at the Agave Awards for doing that. So
nice.
That was the Blanco. The Repo, nobody really does really high proof Repo. And I pushed and pushed and pushed for this because it's a power tool for a mixologist in my mind, for the same reason I was talking about earlier, which is give drinks backbone. And I'm like, give the professional give them the strength and let them dial it back. Like don't put training wheels on them. They know what they're doing. So that's where I find it to be really fun. So I'm gonna put some ice in a tin here. And then let me make sure this is nice and rinsed, because nobody wants coffee flavored Manhattan, or maybe you do. Maybe this will be the
some people do.
So I'm gonna go with 2 ounces of this.
There you go.
And then a little Amaro Nonino. I had a bottle that was almost empty, so I popped a fresh one, and it's gonna fight me. I get this stubborn cork out. I break my dirty kitchen towel out here. Don't judge me.
No judging. This is a judgment-free zone.
Then 1 ounce of this. And I'm going to do on this one, because of the sweetness, I do like do 2 drops of saline on this one.
I got to get another bottle of saline up here. I haven't.
I buy these little bottles on Amazon and make it myself. Next time I see you, I'll give you an empty glass bottle. They're dime a dozen. And then with tequila, I do like to blend Angostura and orange bitters. So 2 dashes of this, 2 dashes of this, and I won't stir quite as long, but I will give it a good at least 20 seconds here.
There we go. Lovely sound.
While you stir, by the way, hi Vanessa.
Hey Vanessa. Cheers.
Cheers, Vanessa.
And moving on to my next coupe, burning through them tonight. And so, I'm gonna do this one up. And the same technique, express your orange peel, and then definitely just get it all around the rim. I'm just going to pop it right in there, and cheers.
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 So
That's
I did
the thing of beauty there.
So I did the 80 proof. I did 2 ounces of that. All right. I love Amaro Nonino, but I've been I bought this bottle. I love the distillery. It's a local distillery up in Boston. I bought this bottle last August, and I've had a little of it, and I've been trying to get it into a cocktail since then. Haven't yet, because I've had a little bit of it, but I had it there. But it's basically still the whole bottle. So it's from Bully Boy Distilling up in the Dorchester section of Boston, South Boston. It's their Amaro. They also make a Rhubarbo too, which is fantastic. I got Dave a bottle while I was up there. He's looking for it right now, I believe. There you go. That's the Rhubarbo. I have that as well up there, but I want to try this. So I'm going to go with an ounce of this one. So we'll put this one in as well.
And what are the notes on that one? So what flavors is that going to put in
whatchamacallit? It's very similar to the, and it's a little bit lighter, but it's a little. I can't say fruity. There's a little bit of citrus to it too.
Yeah, that's when doing the tequila riffs on Manhattans, citrus is just great, and that's why I like the orange bitters. I like,
the rhubarb is all rhubarb. It's just,
and it's funny because I wish I had thought about that, because I think
bitters, obviously.
Well, the rhubarb. How do you
rhubarb?
Rhubarb. Remember that little dance craze?
Exactly.
But I really think that would have gone well with mezcal. I think they would have played well together, and I really wish I thought about possibly doing something of them together.
I thought about it. Was like I thought about using the Chino too, but a little bit of this. These are fantastic. When I come up here to the office, these whatchamacallit, they're thermo flasks. I can fill this with ice, put it in my car in 80-degree weather, and it doesn't melt. So
I do the same thing with my Yeti. This is full of ice.
Right. So
that's a really cool sticker right there.
That's a very cool sticker right there.
And we got a cool one on this side too, John. Like that one?
That one's cool. That one's cool too.
While you stir, I'm gonna dump my shaker here and get ready for the next round.
I'm being patient. I'm gonna let it landing somewhere between Dave and Dave.
Let's see.
There you go. Yeah, you gotta get a glass shaker, Dave. I love it.
Yeah.
Glass. Yeah.
I'm running out of like flat surfaces to put stuff though. As you can see, my tiki mug collection is really
right there. Yeah, I have my glassware over here. I have glassware. I have a shelf on my desk right here. I have a corner unit right here. I have glassware here. All my Nick and Nora's are here.
This is the tiki mugs. These are all the beer mugs, and you can't see it, but my Coops, Nick and Nora's are up in there.
My Coops are right here too.
Every time we get one of those like little earthquakes that we get on a rare occasion up here in the Northeast, I always sweat a little bit because my bar is like stacked to the rafters, and I started putting the top shelf in my bar is actually the worst alcohol. It's the cheap bottles, because those are the ones I'm like, God forbid,
if it falls,
God forbid we have a little shake, or my kid goes into it at full speed. The vodka is replaceable. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. The vodka could take the tumble.
Exactly. And there we have it.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. The Great Manhattanoff.
The Great Manhattanoff. Eh?
And that's one thing you mentioned.
Oh wow!
Tequila and citrus. And the one thing I forgot is I did have like a little half slice of lime that I did want to put into this. And then after you mentioned, like, oh crap, where is that? I found it and put it in, and I can't say it made all the difference, but it made a nice little difference, and brightened the drink up a little bit.
Nice. I got to tell you, this is. I see what you're saying, Dave. If this was the 110, there would be that much more backbone. It's fantastic. it's playing really well with this Amaro. So
yeah.
Well,
next time this one hasn't quite hit the local market, but the next time I see you, there's going to be a bottle this size with your name on it. So
gotcha.
You can. I want you to do them side by side and see what. For me, this is like it's got the Manhattan backbone that I'm looking for, and I'm a rye Manhattan person, so I'm usually
my Manhattans, my Boulevardiers, most of my old fashions, I use rye. I want that.
I'll use I can't do the Rittenhouse rye for some reason.
You know what? I have a bottle once in a while. I do it, but
I've been doing like a Knob Creek rye.
Here's my go-to for those.
Yeah.
And I pull it over. Wrong one. There we go.
Michter's, yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. So, but it's that the rye spice. It's got the backbone, and that's why I need a little elevated proof. And when you do it, especially with a black Manhattan build with an Amaro versus vermouth, it really bounces delicately. This is not drink at all. Like you don't take it the first sip and go, "Whoo, it's hot." It's just it just perfectly blends in there together.
It does really,
and makes it a enjoyable experience. Because I think people don't understand cocktails are about balance, and I was the person who's like, I don't like any sugar. I want it to be very dry, very little sugar, but it's the alcohol, the acid, and the sugar all play well together. And Tequila Dave has probably seen the table in Liquid Intelligence, where it's like you see from a built cocktail all the way down, he's plotted out the ratio of sugar, acidity, and ABV. And when you start putting more ABV in it, you have to balance it well. And you either are balancing it with sugar or acid or something, but you shouldn't take a sip of a cocktail and be like, "Whew, that next sip, I'll be okay with the next sip." But
you can't do that. Yeah, it's got to hit right from that first sip.
I'll give everybody a warning right now. If you're going to read Liquid Intelligence by Dave Arnold,
hold on one second. Hi, Melissa. It's my sister-in-law. There you go.
Hey, Melissa.
And she's only saying hi to me, though, not to you.
Yeah, of course. I've met her, but that's fine. I'm nobody. Make sure your mind's clear. He gets deep. He gets very scientific on this. If you're not prepared, your brain's going to bleed. This book is very, very deep. It won a James Beard Award for a reason. He's going to teach you everything you need to know about mixology. And he's going to do it we'll put it this way. I think Dave Arnold is extremely OCD. So there's times where you listen to some of the things that he does and how far he goes on certain things, and you're like, yeah, I don't.
No, with that, one man's OCD is another man's attention to detail. Okay, I mean,
yes. Oh, his attention to detail is a little, it's through the roof.
Yeah, I'm not buying a Rotovap anytime soon.
Yes, exactly. But, oh God, and his love of machinery.
Yeah. I like to cook, and I think that cooking and mixology play well together.
Very well.
And as I got more into understanding the science behind cooking and all of the way things play together, I got really into Kinji Lopez Alt's book, The Food Lab. And Kinji Lopez Alt has a very similar approach. This guy went to MIT, dropped out to become a chef, but he went back and he questioned everything that these kitchens had been doing for centuries that was just passed on as a trade from person to person.
He questioned the French?
He questioned the French. No, why do you do it this way? So what he would do is he would do a matrix, and he would make something 9 different ways and adjust 2 variables and then plot it out. Boil an egg with time and temperature, boil 30 eggs at different variations of this and see what it does. change one variable. You're making cookies, change the sugar, change the baking soda, and plot it out. And he was one of the people I think that really helped bring sous vide to the masses, like that cooking technique.
Yep.
But it's the same way. Everything was technical for a reason. He's like, I want to put science into the kitchen. And for me, that's how my brain works. I'm very like data driven. And the reason I went into alcohol is I did that for a long time, and now I need a stiff drink to cope with having done
kids.
that.
Kids usually do that to you.
But then when I read, like, when I was getting really into mixology and reading that, we went to I don't know if you've been to Atomics in the city, but there's 2 levels to the restaurant.
Tonics.
No, it's Atomics.
Oh, Atomics. Okay, yeah.
Right. And so there's
2 levels. There's 2 levels of tonic too. So
there's 2 levels to it. And there's
2 levels to every restaurant in New York City.
Yeah. So there's an upstairs and
not wrong.
And God, I hope I got the name of the restaurant right. It's been years since I was there, but I'm a Manhattan COVID refugee out here in the burbs. But the upstairs, you can sit at the bar and do a prefix, but they do a prefix cocktail pairing with the dinner. And downstairs is more like a traditional prefix. But my wife was like, I could only get
it's Atomics with an IX. Yeah.
Yes.
Atomics. Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah.
And then
on 30th.
I was like, she's like, the upstairs it's not the downstairs one, but it's all it's a cocktail pairing. And I was like, that sounds even better. Like, sign me up. But they're the ones that were like all the techniques, fat washing, all that. How do you pull tannins out of something when you don't want the tannins to be there? They're like, read this book. And it was like, oh, cool. Like, it's that same approach. It's the science of ice, which sounds so dumb, but it's like, there's a reason to use the ice.
We were doing something right here with our stirs. I'm doing it with allowing this to sit and melt in a little bit. And I'm losing the technical term for ice melt, but
dilution.
Dilution. That's it. All I got to do is go to about page 7, 15, 27, 92, 112 in Dave Arnold's book, because he mentions it ad nauseum. And I guess maybe that's why I blocked the term out, because it got beaten to my head in that book. But yeah, the dilution of it. So we've practiced it here without actually pulling it out and talking about the science of ice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And one of the funny things is he talks about how to make perfect ice at home. I'm sure you have seen, I've got one of the clear ice kits and all that stuff. But one of the best things you can do, even if you're using like my cheap freezer ice here, is temper it. Just take it out, let it sit. Now this has been sitting in my little cooler, but it's like it's wet.
Yep.
It's wet, like room temperature ice. I've got a Sub-Zero that gets down to like 0 degrees, and when you pull that ice out, and it's not going to dilute, and it'll crack. So then you get ice shards, and it's just but I do appreciate that he's like, if you don't want to be insane about it, you can use regular ice, but temper it, like let it sit.
Sure. Oh yeah, no, definitely.
He's got a whole chapter on ice. I believe it's page 70. In the
Page 70 goes in there.
70 and 71. It's like this.
I've tried a couple
of
of times.
It goes beyond that.
Like getting the clear ice kit and everything else, but it's not as important to me as it might be to some other people.
Yeah, clear ice is mostly for the looks.
It's the looks, yeah. It's
cool, but clear ice. If it's just me on a Friday night, my like gun against my head. You have 2 seconds, pick a drink. It's Repo on the rock. It's one big ice cube. Nice pour Repo.
Right. And
don't think about it. It's always great.
I use my regular cubes for stirring or shaking, and I use a nice big cube in my rocks glass or what have you, But yeah, no. As far as it is for looks, 90% of the cocktails I'm making at home, I'm making for myself or Jess. Right. And 90% of the cocktails that I'm making other than those are for people that don't care whether or not I have a clear cube in the glass or not. So at least that. But in any event, so it's fine. But yeah, it's a cool thing. I've seen it. There's one. I forget. I've been sitting here trying to think of it. I can't think of it. One guy I follow on Instagram. There's an ice service.
Yeah.
That you can get. You can order clear cubes, and they come back from dry ice, right? So they're frozen. But
that's getting a little out there.
That's a little much. Yeah.
Yeah. When it's just the best thing, especially with a big ice cube, even if it's not clear, the best thing you can do is just set it out for, like if I know I'm gonna have a drink in 30 minutes,
right.
Take the ice cube, just put it on a plate, let it warm up so that it doesn't crack when you pour, and then it'll work much better, because the real thing you don't want is the shock that shatters it, and now that you lost the whole reason you used a big ice cube.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have shards of ice in your beautiful neat pour, and it's not going to bother me if the ice is cloudy, but it will bother me if I over dilute
If you over dilute it, yeah.
So.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
We got another comment from Melissa. She said, she's a rye girl. Redwood Empire is her new favorite. This is a fun watch. Thanks. Smiley face. Also, huge clean ice fan. I care, she said.
Good. I actually did do a third cocktail.
Did you?
Well, the bottle of Alacron it only had about 3/4 of an ounce left in it.
Okay.
So I hate putting back a bottle with that little bit left in it.
Oh, you finished that. Yeah, absolutely.
And I didn't want to just toss
Put it down, man. You can't let it oxidize. It's not going to get better.
So I decided to do a fumicato. A fumicato is mezcal and that Barbaro. I can't say it.
Rhubarbarro.
Rhubarbarro. And that's what it is. It's just even parts mezcal and rhubarbarro is an fumicato. And so I've got this little mini drink in my Nick and Nora.
Right.
I'm sure that's not the proper glass for it, but it's the smallest glass I had, and I don't want to.
Hey, you want to have a big glass and pour a little bit of
in there.
So
this is like the smallest glassware I have here right now. I don't know I have no idea what glassware and fumicato is supposed to go into. I imagine it's a rocks glass.
Yeah, I would think it would be a rocks glass.
And you know what? The smoky mezcal and the rhubarbarro. That is really rhubarbar.
Is that a song back in the 60s?
No. That was
Barbara Ann.
That's Barbara Ann. That actually that's beautiful. I actually kind of like that better than the mezcal Negroni, which
Very
is
nice.
saying something.
Very nice.
That's a lovely fucking drink right there.
Melissa, you're amongst big rye fans here too. So
Yeah.
there you go. We welcome you
Yes.
with open arms. There you go. Awesome. This is Dave. I'm loving this. I really am. I'm looking forward to trying it with the 110. But this is delicious. It's really good. And I think I'm gonna try. I think I'd like to try it. I'm gonna try it side by side with this one, and I'm gonna try it side by side with just regular Marna, not Nanina.
Oh, so these are the rums I have. I've got the Silk City rum.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little young, but the other one comes from Texas. Here we are. A different part of Texas than from where you guys are from.
Still Austin. There you go.
Still Austin's rye. This is one of my favorite ryes. This is their cast strength rye.
Still Austin.
Have you had their red corn?
I've had it. It's good.
They did not have it on when I was there. They didn't have any available.
This is a sneak peek, but on June 1st we have a La Pulga Still Austin collab red corn barrel reposado.
Is that right?
So I don't have the bottle with me right now, but it's got a cool red. It's got the red medallion.
That's nice.
And
awesome.
So we'll see. We did it especially being from Texas, but it's got this other layer of sweetness from that red corn barrel.
Red corn is it's so wild. It really, really is.
It's crazy, and it's a double barrel. So we did 6 months. Our barrels come from Jack, and our repos
John's
are.
dad?
What's that?
My father. Yeah, they come from my father. Yeah.
I didn't know, but he's a Cooper. Very cool.
Yeah.
It's
Yes, middle
No,
name.
he's a Flaydong actually.
But we did 6 months in the traditional barrels and then 3-month finish in a still Austin red corn barrel, and
That's awesome.
it's got these like multiple layers going on. We finished it at I think that one's 90 proof.
So the barrel pulled some of the sugars.
Yeah, it's
nice.
It's really, but it's got kind of the corn sugars. It's delightful.
I love it.
So
it's delightful. It's delicious.
I think that's
lovely.
Melissa just said she loves her Barbaro. There you go.
As
do we.
So
I want to show you this. You're talking about you're pulling out rye. Just want to grab this. I was just down in Justin, we're just down in Frederick, Maryland. 4 distilleries down there. Went to each of them. A couple were decent stuff. One of them's focusing on rum. Had a Mai Tai. One tiki. They had a whole tiki menu.
Classic tiki drink.
Yeah, a couple others had another one. They were basically cocktail bar forward. One was okay, but the last one we went to, McClintock, really good stuff. And their Bootjack rye whiskey. I had to grab a bottle of it. It's right there from Maryland. It's really spot on right. It was really tasty. I loved it. Hence why I grabbed a bottle and brought it home. So.
All right, should I? You want one more mezcal Negroni here?
Do your mezcal Negroni. Go for it.
All right, I want to see what your take is on this. I went straight up traditional on it, but I want to see what you do.
So one thing with mezcal, I think a common misperception is that mezcal has to have smoke to it. There's 100 different agaves that you can make mezcal with, and Oaxaca loves to do the big pits where you fill it with coals and you put the espadín in there, or there's other agaves there, but you bury it, you smoke it, and that adds that smoky flavor. Which
so
it's like
Watkins, the smokiest of the mezcals.
I can't say definitively that is the smokiest, but I'm going to present an alternative. So I don't want to speak as somebody that knows every smoke profile across Mexico, as it's a very big, complicated country.
Right.
But the thing about that is it's like, and a lot of people like it, and a lot of people don't like it. And when I'm talking to people about mezcal, I'm like, it's like saying I don't like Scotch because I don't like Islay, because I don't like a peated Scotch.
Right.
And then throwing out all the other regions within Scotland that are making different Scotches. When we wanted to do a mezcal, we wanted to do something different. Ours came from San Luis Potosí. So my bottle has lost its medallion. So don't look at her poorly.
She's naked.
She's naked. So we have a San Luis Potosí mezcal, and the way they do it up there. So this one is made from Salmiana. Now Salmiana is called the Green Giant. It takes 15 years to grow. It's wild harvested. And one thing that we're seeing in the increase of demand for mezcal is that with mezcal becoming more and more popular, they're now starting to grow a lot of espadín, like a monoculture similar to Blue Weber. And they're just trying to keep up with demand. But whenever you grow something on a farm without the other natural aspects of the environment, you're not getting a lot of those wonderful things that help build layers in the flavor. So we use a wild harvested Salmiana agave, and 15 years. Now think about grapes again, going back to the wine analogy. The vines are old, but the grapes grow in 1 year from being, little baby grapes growing, being harvested in the fall, and then being crushed. That's 1 year cycle. Now, if you're growing for 15 years, you're going to pick up so many different flavors of that land. We only get, like with Blue Weber agave, you can get 3,000, 4,000 plants per hectare. These it's only about 50 plants per hectare. And you have people that go out into the field, and they have been keeping an eye on these for literally 15 years and waiting for them to get to maturity. They know they reach maturity when the quiote starts to grow, and they'll either go and they'll cut that off to stop it from burning all that sugar in the growth, or the other thing that'll happen is a cow will come along and say, it looks like a snack to me, and they'll take care of it for the farmers, which they love. nice little snack, and then move on about their day. But there's all these wildflowers and herbs. There's wild oregano that grows with it. But you don't want to lose. Salmiana, somebody did some lab tests on different agave species, and most of them have about different flavonoids that contribute. There's 10 different flavonoids that contribute to all the different flavors you get in there. There's 50 in Salmiana. So this is steamed for 7 days instead of being smoked. And the reason we do that is we don't want it to be a smoke bomb. You'll get a lot of like hatch chili, bell pepper, jalapeno, oregano, citrus, and just like an olive brine finish to it. To me, it's like a dirty martini. And every time I do a trade show and people are like, I hate mezcal, I'm like, I got one for you. And I've never had somebody go, I still hate mezcal. You got to think about it differently. But you have to play with those flavors a little bit differently as well, because it deserves to be treated. Again, spirits, they all have their own profile. Treat them differently.
Yeah, he's not wrong, Dave. We were talking about that, Dave, when we were tasting that mezcal, and not recently, a few weeks ago when you were in, and it was fantastic. The brininess of it was fantastic.
Yeah, so to me, like this is an aperitif.
Yeah. I
love this before dinner. I'm gonna clean my glass one more time here so it doesn't taste. There's not gonna be any agave nectar in this one, but I'm gonna go with 2 ounces. I'm gonna go with 2 ounces of this, and perfectly just 2 ounces, and that bottle is toast.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Did it literally finish at the 2 ounces?
Without her necklace.
And congratulations and condolences.
Really.
I
think he may know where to get more. But
well, it's still sad.
In 15 years.
It's still sad. It's a dead soldier, of course, right?
But I'm gonna do mine with Chinar. I love the vegetalness, the jalapeno and the hatch chili with the oregano. This is savory to me. This cocktail.
I love Chinar.
That's an artichoke liqueur.
I love artichokes. I love Chinar.
Got the artichoke in there. So much more going on. I'm going to do an ounce of Chinar, and I'm going to blend 2 different things instead of just going one straight vermouth. So I am going to use my Carpano.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do the Antica. So I'm going to do a half an ounce of this.
Okay.
Antica is a special liquid, that one.
It's so good.
But I don't want it to be too thick and too sweet. So I'm going to balance it out with a little Lillet Blanc.
Lillet Blanc.
Half an ounce of this one.
That's my go-to. I found another one I want to show you in a second, but that's my go-to for anything. Even
Two
martinis, your dry vermouths, yeah.
My dry.
But it's got some floral notes. It's really nice, and I like to use a split, and I play with the balance. Goes back and forth a lot because I feel like it lightens it up and it makes it more balanced than just going straight sweet vermouth. Mm-hmm. I also will do 2 drops of saline in that one just to make it pop, and I will stir this one nice and long to just smooth it out. All right. And this one, just let it all mix together, soften.
So for the record, the mezcal Negroni I made was a smoky mezcal Negroni, because Alacron is a smoky mezcal.
Is it smoky or peaty or both?
Smoky.
Yeah, they don't use peat. It's
no peat.
Not peat like that.
What you mean is like it's not it does not have the flavor of camphor.
Right. That's
what you meant, right?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't have that. It's just straight up smoke. So that was mine. Now yours, you're going with a more herbal agave mezcal. You're going with a blend of both sweet and dry vermouths, and Chinar rather than Campari.
And then I have one last thing that really
and another secret ingredient here
that really brought together for me is I've gone to the garden. I've got fresh mint. It's spring. Everything's blooming. So
just slap that thing. There you go.
And then this is the final thing. Just float that right on top.
All right.
And now I've got that fresh mint.
Would have never thought to do that.
And it's
Really?
just, it's going to tie it all together. And to me, this is my, and shout out to my friend Josh. I told him this recipe. He worked in the industry for a long time. He's like, have you ever thrown a mint leaf on top of that? I will never do it without a mint leaf, as long as it's in season.
I gotta try that. I gotta try
growing like a weed in my backyard. So cheers.
What kind of is a weed? Cheers.
Yeah.
The thing about mint, a lot of people know the mojito. You muddle the mint, you really get some of the mint oil out of it. But when you slap a mint, slap that leaf, they slap that to then break some of the surface cells to get the oil to express. And when you float it on top of the drink or you put it into the drink, like big things, it's not there to really seep into the liquor, into the drink itself, and change that to get to your nose.
You're wrong.
Exactly. And that's what that mint is for. So when someone does that and you're wondering, well, what's that going to do? It's really going to change, because you've got so many taste receptors in the back of your nose. You smell more taste than you think you do, if that makes any sense. So when
more of your taste comes from the aroma of what you're eating, more so than what you're actually.
Yeah. There's only 5 senses on your tongue. It's the salty, sweet, bitter, sour, and umami.
Right.
Everything else is olfactory, and so that's
right.
When you're doing a wine or a spirit or a beer sampling and you drink it, they always say breathe out through your nose, because you push it up. It starts from the back of your throat all the way up through your sinuses and out. And you have to give all those cells that are very specialized an opportunity to pick up or deny it.
And when so a lot of, like, you get the wine snobs and they got their nose in there and they're smelling it. That's wonderful. But if you really want to get the aroma of the wine or anything that you're drinking, have your mouth also in there and have your mouth open while you're smelling. You're going to circulate it through, and then you're going to get all of those aromas in there. And that's the best way to get the aroma, get the bouquet
for me
of what you're drinking.
For me, aroma is more than honestly half of what I'm drinking. And I say this all the time, and I know both Dave, you've heard me say this too, and Samurai, you've definitely heard me say this. When I'm tasting something that's new to me, right, and I'm smelling it, I'm just
random things he's found on the sidewalk.
On the sidewalk, of course, just right there. I will always say, I don't want to drink this, because if I do, the smell will go away.
Yeah,
and I want that. I want that more than I want to drink it. I just want to sit there and enjoy the aroma of it.
But you got to get it in there. You got to warm it up and then and breathe it out. You work through it. And as the temperature changes and as your body desensitizes to some of the ethanol, one interesting thing when we're doing spirit assessment and we're walking people through education of tequila and whatnot, the one tip that I've always learned is, and I thought this was really unique to spirits, is with wine, you take the sip, you swish it around, you breathe it out. With spirits, you always take a sip, swish it around, swallow it, don't think about it. Let your body stabilize, because it's a little, the proof is high, the ethanol will sting a little bit. And the next one is when you do the assessment. And that's a tip that I've always loved, is that, take a sip, don't think about it. Let it like stabilize on the palate. And then you take the next sip and you do the whole thing. You let it
prime the pump.
Yeah, and then you breathe out through your nose and all of that. Now you get all of these things that you would have missed on that first sip.
Absolutely. I do want to bring this up. You were talking about a Lillet Blanc or whatever. I did just taste this not too long ago, so I grabbed a bottle of it. Mulisano Bianco vermouth, and it's damn close to Lillet Blanc. In fact, it has some other notes that aren't present in Lillet, but it's actually pretty damn tasty. So as you can see, I haven't even opened the bottle I acquired yet. But again, I have had it. So I haven't had the opportunity to use it in a cocktail. This show will obviously be the first, but I'll have it before I do the show, obviously, but when I make the cocktail that I'm going to use this in. But this was pretty damn good. I think MS Walker has this, but you're switching. Well, we'll talk more about that later.
The reasons I want to get more into vermouth, and I've read so much about these different ones, but vermouth oxidizes very quickly and has to be kept cold typically.
Yeah.
And
that's another reason that I haven't opened this yet.
I know. I'm like my right now my Lillet and my Dolin Blanc have permanent shelf space in my fridge.
Mm-hmm.
But I just cracked this bottle of Antica Carpano.
I got to be honest with you. Carpano Antico. I have noticed that. I keep it in the fridge, but I have left it out for an extended period of time. Like forgetting. It's fine.
The white vermouths, like the Lillet and the Dolin.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they degrade faster.
Yeah.
Maybe BS. Maybe I'm wrong, but those I always keep in the fridge. But I'm like, these people that are going through all these different vermouths. I'm like, maybe you're going to bars and trying them there, but I'm like, if you had a whole library of these things, how do you ever consume them before?
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about it. I try to get Carpano Antica. I only get the 375. I never get a 750 of it. I only get
that's a smart approach. Yeah. I go through a lot of it. So
Dolin, I'll grab a 375.
I go through a lot of the Antica myself. So,
but whatchamacallit? But this one here, I'll make sure that I get my dry vermouths in the fridge. I don't rush to get my sweet vermouths in the fridge. I get them there, but it's not as pressing, if you will. I haven't really had any issues with oxidation with them. But I mean, I have them. It's not like I keep it for years, mind you. Right? Yeah. It's not like
I go through it fast enough that I haven't had that problem yet. Yeah. Mostly because with the dry vermouths, Carrie loves our martinis.
Mm-hmm.
If I drank martinis, we'd go through no dry vermouth whatsoever, because as John mentioned earlier, I don't use it. But I'm a Manhattan whore, so I go through a lot of the sweet vermouth.
Yeah,
yep.
I do the Dolin Blanc if I'm doing my gin martinis, but for this stuff, it's the Lillet Blanc and my sweet vermouth. The sweet vermouth, I have to keep a spare. Like that's one of those things. It's such a staple in my bar. There's a few things that are the backbone of a lot of the cocktails that I like to make. Don't get me started on my chartreuse hoarding, but I love a good last word. And
have you tried? There you go. I got to get a bottle of green chartreuse. But have you tried Faccia Bruto?
Yes. And
in a cocktail, it's hard to notice the difference.
Yeah,
you can, but it's hard. It's difficult to notice.
I thought a lot of the comps to it, they're like not boozy enough. They're too sweet. That one's good. I mean, I've tried the thing that I've had a harder time with is replacing yellow chartreuse.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of, first of all, yellow chartreuse, I feel like 100% of it goes to the on-premise. Liquor stores very rarely get it.
Never. I haven't seen it.
I've never seen it in a liquor store.
And I have like one bottle that I found at I spend a lot of time in liquor stores, obviously, for professional reasons.
It's your job.
You'll always go.
I can attest to that.
It's like off the beaten path. It's off the beaten path, and it's like maybe not a high-end liquor store, and they got one by accident, and it's a dusty bottle on the bottom shelf. I'll grab it, and they don't care because their clientele doesn't buy it, and it's money.
And they want to get rid of it. They would love to
get rid of it. They don't even know why they have it.
Yeah.
And
it's
so
not there to sit on the shelf.
But that's one of those where it's if it's too sweet and it's supposed to be a lighter version, it's a train wreck. And I've tried Strega, I've tried all these different things.
I love you, Melissa. Thank you.
Wait.
She has access to
everyone. There you go.
But yeah, green chartreuse does pop up.
It does. No, I see 2 or 3 bottles every so often. But
yeah,
but
I've seen it at your fine establishment, and
yep.
and about here. So.
And it's always allocated. It's never out on the shelf. It's always in the glass. But yeah, the Faccia Brutto, like I said, it depends on the cocktail you're doing with, of course, right? But if you're again cocktail dependent, Faccia Brutto is a suitable replacement.
Faccia Brutto is Italian for make ugly.
Pretty much. Yeah,
that's what it means.
I know. It's a green chartreuse replacement, if you will. That's made in Brooklyn. The company's in Brooklyn.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I finally finished the tiki cocktail, so I get to eat the cherry now.
There you go.
This is not a fire cherry, John. This is actually a true maraschino.
Is it actually maraschino? There you go.
Yep. So.
By the way, I did just get some Luxardos, and I completely forgot to put one in. I was going to, and I didn't. But that's fine. I'm good. That was fantastic without it. So. But there you go.
Now that my cocktail's done, I'm going to drink a little straight tequila.
Oh, really? You don't want to have any Underberg to finish as a digestive?
No, we're not going to do that tonight, are we?
No, we're not.
And I did get this at John's establishment, and I mean, this is probably a competitor of yours, but I do love these.
Oh, the Arte Nom is great.
Yeah.
I love these guys. I love what they do. I love their whole concept.
I was in big alcohol for a long time, and I won't get into the full history to bore your listeners, but
well, no, you can, because this show, as well as the beer show, it's all about. It's not just about what you're doing now and what we're doing on the show. It's about your past too and your history. What got you to this point? Right?
Yeah. So I did craft beer for Anheuser-Busch for around 8 years, and and I've gone through that side of the world, and I got into that because I was an avid home brewer. I was doing craft brewery tours, all of that stuff.
So you're going to need basically what he's saying is he's going to need to come on the Lagerroom Guys and talk about that end of his life.
That I've got no problem.
That's the other show though. So
that's the other show.
That'll be the other one. But it's one of those things where like that got me into the alcohol industry, and but I'm used to that world where beer, as you all know, has been having a rough row, especially on the craft side the past few years, because you're seeing a lot of people shut down. It's
it's not even just craft. Your old boss is the Eagle is off that building by the airport.
I know. I was flying out when I watched that crane take it down, and I will not express my feelings about all of that, but the in that world, it's very competitive. It's like you drink your portfolio, and everybody else is the competition. But one thing I love in I'll call it craft tequila space, especially additive free brands, is we all see each other as friends and not competitors. And we cross paths a lot, and there's hugs and like, what are you guys doing? Do you want to work on an event together? We all love great tequila, and that's where I never want to see the bourbonification of tequila, where everything is like allocated and difficult to get. It's supposed to be something that brings people together, and we all have great drinks together. And with that, it's like I love all these other brands, and when I go and I'm talking to restaurants, and they're like, oh, we have this one this week on special. I know it's not yours. I'm like, that's great. I love that tequila, and I wish them the best. I'm like, I'm with La Pulga, but the reason I did this is because I love great craft additive-free tequila, and my bar is full of so many good brands. And when people come over, they're like, oh, do you want to just drink your stuff? I'm like, no, let me take you through a journey. Let's go through the valley. Let's do some Highlands. Let's do some high proof, some regular ones. And then you'll see that there's a place for all of us. Sure. And so Arte Nom is great. I love what they're doing. The David Suro brands are great as well. And so I know they do a lot of different projects at different distilleries, kind of like Arte Nom, but there's so much great tequila there. And that's what annoys me when I see big commercial brands and people spending the same dollars on something that, like, it takes us around 11 to 14 kilograms of agave to make a liter. And these commercial brands, it takes them about 3 kilograms of agave to make a liter.
Yes.
And I'm like, just give your money to people that are trying to do the right thing.
Right.
And we're doing it for the love of what we do. And
it's one of the things we espouse here. And by the way, this tequila is one of the ones that Chico introduced me to.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, if I didn't, I wouldn't know about this if it weren't for Chico.
yeah, I always tell people, I'm like, look up the nom number on your tequila, and we put ours on the medallion. Like, if you flip our medallion over, you'll see the 1068 right there.
Stop you for a second. For a lot of the our viewers who don't know what a nom is, the nom is it's the number given by the controlling board of tequila in Mexico. I forget the name of it.
CRT.
Right, to designate the distillery itself.
Right.
So,
and if you can go to Agave Matchmaker and you can punch that number in, and you can see every brand that comes out of that distillery. And while it's not a 100% fact, if you pull up a distillery and you see 200 brands coming out of that distillery,
probably
they're mercenaries, right? They're like guns for hire.
They're about the money.
Yeah.
And it's just like, somebody comes in, what do you want to make? That's why we love our distillery. They're like, this is how we make tequila. And if you want to come tell us what to do, go pound salt.
Right.
And pretty much other than having like a longer finish process and then sending them weird barrels and saying, put tequila in it. That's
where did you get that term, go pound salt?
I've heard it. I don't know.
Because from my mom and from my grandfather, we said go pound sand.
Oh no, go pound salt is definitely.
But it's the same thing. It's I think it was something that was passed down to our generation.
Oh, 100%. It came.
I'm originally from the South. Maybe we were a little salty.
Oh no,
I'm not sure.
No. I'm from Jersey originally, born and raised, as is Samurai. We switched though. He was born in Central. And again, I'm sorry for anybody that out there that does not believe
Central exists. Shut up.
And I can prove to you, Dave, really quick, I'll prove to you that Central exists. The area that Northern Jerseyans think is South Jersey and Southern Jerseyans think is North Jersey, that's Central Jersey.
I can do you one better. The Department of Fish and Wildlife has 3 hunting zones in New Jersey: North, South, and Central.
There you go. So
it's official. A government body had recognized.
Dave was born and raised in Central Jersey and now resides in North Jersey. I was born and raised in North Jersey and now reside in Central Jersey.
Or another way to put it, I live in Taylor Ham now, but was born in Pork Roll. And John is vice versa.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I married into New Jersey, so I'm now stuck with it.
That's a great way to put it. I love it.
And you don't understand the breakfast meat war.
It's always bacon in my house, so that's one thing. I do the cooking, and so it's going to be bacon. That's the South will, that's one of the things.
Will rise again. What?
We're trying for my cold dead hands, but there's plenty of things I like my accent,
you make your own
my
grits?
accent and some other things I left down south, but bacon will always be on the table.
Oh, bacon's still a big thing up here.
Bacon works for me.
Bacon and pork roll can exist together, just not on the same sandwich.
Not on the same sandwich.
Wait a second. I've never tried
it. I got to tell you, I have tried it. It's actually pretty damn good, but that's because of me. I get it. Joe's Bagels. All right, there's a bunch of them in Central Jersey. All right, I get the Joe's Tsunami. It's pork roll, bacon, eggs, potatoes, home fries with peppers and onions on a roll.
There better be some Cooper
and cheese.
Cooper Sharp on there.
And cheese. Yeah, Cooper Sharp. Yeah, and cheese. Yeah. Anyway.
I have like an insecurity about places selling breakfast potatoes because you never know what you can get. It's like, is it home fries? Is it hash browns? Is it like tots?
Home fries is pieces of potato with peppers and onions. Yes. Hash browns is a formed patty that's toasted. You know, so
That can be loose too, as long as the potato's shredded, it's hash browns.
if it's shredded, it's hash browns. Yeah. So,
But I feel like Central Jersey is like rare. Like I'm in Raritan Valley, I'm in Union County, so that's like that little nook that you see, the indentation. If you just follow that through, that's got to be the middle, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Union
close.
County is considered central, yeah.
Union County is in Central Jersey.
Yeah.
It's the northern part of Central Jersey, but it is Central Jersey.
Oh man.
Central Jersey is from draw a line, Route 78, Route 195. That's Central
Route
Jersey.
70.
Route 70.
78 to 78 to
Well,
70.
you can't. I mean, yeah, I guess you can say that because, but there's
70 goes straight across the state.
there's parts of 70 that down by Cherry Hill, that the northern part of Route 70 is still considered South Jersey.
Yeah, a little bit,
Yeah.
but for the most part.
So you can take 70 down to 38 and 38 across. Then you could do that. You could do
So like what about like Essex County? Like you've got
Essex County's north.
That's North Jersey,
That's
straight up
North?
North
Okay.
Jersey.
See, I'm right by 22, and for me, like once we go north, that's kind of like
Yeah, you're in Northern Jersey then.
You
Yeah.
go over.
Once
You
you
go
go
over.
to that-
You go over 78. You're in North Jersey.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, if you're mine and John's age, to know you're in Central Jersey, if when you had the rabbit ears on your television, you can get both New York and Philadelphia stations,
Then you're in Central Jersey.
you were in Central Jersey.
Yeah. There you
Rabbit ears. Yeah, younger
Rabbit
generations, Google it.
go. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
You know what rabbit ears are.
And put rabbit ears
I'm-
TV.
I'm of the generation that knows what rabbit ears.
I was gonna say you're not. You're closer to us than.
You're older millennial. Okay.
I'm like a first year millennial, the elder millennial, if you will. The
And
older
Sean and I are
generation.
elder Gen Xers.
We're elder Gen Xers. We kind of just missed by a couple of years the boomers.
The boomers.
Yeah.
But they still call us boomers.
Yeah, up there.
You got gray
yeah,
hair,
my-
you must be a boomer.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't matter. Yeah, you could be a younger millennial if you have gray
Man,
hair.
I got plenty of people in my generation that are like they look older than y'all, so we're all kind of there together now.
Oh hell yeah! No,
I see it. I'm like,
I get a friend of mine that is a boomer. He was born not too long before the boomers ended, but he's definitely a boomer. No gray hair and acts like he's 16. So there you go. Every day of the week. So
Boke?
I wasn't thinking him, but yeah. Okay, I have two friends.
Brian?
Brian is anyway. All right. All right. Let's draw a conclusion to our evening here. And by the way, I wasn't kidding before when I said let's get you on the
absolutely
podcast too. Yeah, we can tie the two shows together 100%, and we've done that before. So we definitely need to do that, and we'll talk after.
He's our
the
first
show.
guest on Anna Chaser, so what are you talking about?
No, he's not our first guest on the Chaser, but he's our first of this caliber show. He's our first guest on the Chaser.
Who's our first guest on Anna Chaser?
Tom. Really?
He's
No,
a host.
No, he's brought people on. I'm saying.
Oh yeah, on the other. Okay, right.
Yeah.
He's the first guest when I've been on the show.
When you've been on the show, he's the first guest. Yes. So anyway, let's we'll talk about that in a minute. But anybody that's interested in La Pulga, where are the spirits available in Jersey, in the United States? Are they in every state? Are they in?
we are expanding, but we're not in every state.
Okay.
Right now, we were founded in Texas, in Fort Worth. And we've had a very slow growth because we're very
Smart.
very like intentional about what we do. And you see a lot of brands just blow up and try to go in 30 states overnight, but you can't do that and support your retailers and support the accounts. And I think that's it's a huge mistake, because you see them trying to chase a number, and they do it by opening states, but retailers will take your product. They'll always take your product once, but if you lose it, you may never get it back. And so we'd rather support places and get it right, and then continue to grow that way. So we launched like 7 states last year. Obviously, we're in Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado, in the Northeast, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island. We just launched Massachusetts.
Nice.
but we are not yet in New York. We're
Rhode Island's smart. It's just full of alcoholics. I can attest to that.
Hey, Dave lived there for a year, so.
And we're our wholesaler is the same in
God.
both of those, so it was like easy. And it's one of those things we kind of follow the demand, and people start reaching out and they're like, I live here, I can't get it, it's great. How can I get it? And so we just had a lot of pull from Rhode Island. We ended up there, Tennessee, Florida, Colorado. I'm like 4 cocktails in. I'm gonna forget like half of my states, and my boss is gonna be like, you Duts. But and then we have a lot of new states coming online this year that I cannot quite.
You close new states to you, or are we going beyond 50 in the United States? Are we getting new states here?
No, we're actually we are launching our own. We're launching new states. There's going to be 53 states when we.
That's awesome. Are we going to finally make Puerto Rico a state?
It's a territory still, but maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
So is New York?
They don't want it.
Is New York close?
So New York is a tough state, and it takes a lot of support to handle that. And you have a lot of big players that are fighting for that. So we launch states when the time's right.
Because I was going to say, I know one shop that Melissa might be able to.
It's always worth a conversation, but it's been again slow, thought out process here.
Fair enough.
And you can always find so we are in sip tequila and seal box. If you go to lapulga.com, we ship to over 30 states. So if we're not in your state yet, you can buy us online and support us.
Fair enough. There you go.
Especially like some of our rare offerings, like the high proof, always available there. But I will put in a plug and say, if you are in one of the states that we are in, support your local liquor stores. That's people that are making sure that you have great stuff to drink near your house. So I will say always go and check, and if it's not there, ask them. Like, they're carrying the inventory, so you can go down the street and grab some great bottles by your house. So e-com is great, and we support. Our partners are great, but if you're in one of the states, like, you should always go to your liquor stores, and people like John, it's fun to be able to go and like just talk about booze and form relationships, and you get recommendations like all the Amaros he's talking about tonight, and that's just part of this. Alcohol is people, alcohol is relationships, and
it's totally social. It's totally social.
And these stores spend so much time curating their selection to make sure that you can discover new stuff. So always support your local liquor stores, but outside of that, there's always these e-com.
Now, speaking of social, what's today? In about a little over a week, you can go meet Dave if you're so inclined, and you're up in northern Jersey. You want to get out there. I mentioned Chico's earlier. You're going to be at Chico's. What, on the 15th? You said?
Yeah, I believe it's
Friday the 15th.
Check my calendar. I will double check.
It's there.
It's their biannual tequila night. So La Pulga will be. I will be slinging cocktails. I have some fun stuff that I will be serving up. It's the 13th. I'm sorry for the
13th.
So Wednesday the 13th.
Wednesday the 13th. I will be there giving away tequila samples and making cocktails. I have a fun device called a Ripples machine where we'll be printing logos on your drink. And
nice.
I should have broken that up for this, but it's packed up from all my Cinco de Mayo activations. And
Dave, you sure you don't want to move one day further your departure to go on your vacation?
I'm going to talk to Chico and make him move the tequila event up a day.
Up a day.
Because 13th is when I leave.
Yeah, Dave's leaving on the 13th, and I'm leaving on the 16th, and we're both going to go drink some wine in Italy because we all like terroir.
You should hook up in Piedmont when you're out there.
Yeah, we're going to be in the Piemonte.
Drink some Nebbiolo and have some great wine.
I'm going to be going to Fontana Fredo. at one point. And where else are we going? We're going to Le Strette. So we've got a few wineries already on the docket.
Yeah, we've got 3 different Barolo wineries on the docket. I like Agave spirits wine. It's about place, it's about land. And whenever my wife and I travel, it's when we do it for us and we don't have the kids in tow, it's like, let's go. Just you learn by going places. And for me, when I like tequila bottles, mezcals, wines, I love going to the bar. It's like you pull out a vacation and you sit there and you pop it open and you're there again. Like we've done a lot of really cool wine regions. We spent a couple years in California. We've done Italy before. We've done France, and we were in Bordeaux last year. And it's just we pop them open. We were in Medoc, and you're right back there. You're right back there. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? And you pop it, and like it's the food tastes different all of a sudden, and you're brought back to it. And it's about place, it's about people, and
it's about how much wine you can fit into your luggage.
You ship it back.
Gotta ship it back.
It's now with all the tariffs and the craziness. We'll see how much we can buy and how much we can ship back and how much the tariffs are going to be to get it in here. But we're going to be bringing back a bunch in our luggage. In the town we're staying at, Novello, they are resurrecting a wine style that kind of disappeared because the grape disappeared. It's Nachetta. Nachetta it's endemic to the Novello region, so I'm really interested in trying it. It's a white, so if you don't particularly like your whites, maybe Nachetta is not for you. But I do want to. It's historical. The story of it's a little bit along the lines of like what wit beer was for for a while there, where it disappeared. They're bringing it back.
Nice.
So I can't wait to try that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to spend like pretty much a half a day in Barolo.
Yeah. Very nice.
In all the cantinas, the anatecas, and and they don't have Uber there, so this is going to be tricky.
No, we booked a driver for 2 days because don't drink and drive.
No, don't drink and drive. It's going to be difficult. We did look into a driver for that day. It's going to be like 660 euros. Oof. So we're looking into their options. I know they have taxis in the area though.
Well, if I run into you at a wine bar, we'll do it live.
Yes, we'll go live.
Go live and yeah, but it doesn't matter. Even if I'm sitting at work, boom, I'll jump on too, and then we'll do that. Yeah, we'll bring Kevin in, and then we'll set it all up. And
we're going to spend the first portion of our trip is going to be up in Como.
Nice.
Everybody's like, "Oh, you're going to North Italy? Or you're going to Lake Como?" Like, we're landing in Milan, and we're like beelining for Piedmont, and we're just gonna drink wine and do cooking classes and go to markets and visit vineyards. And
well, this is we're bringing Carrie's aunt, 77-year-old aunt, and her dream was to see Como.
Yeah.
Como was not on my list because
could come right here. It's right.
I know
here.
It's one town away from me.
It's 1 block away from me.
But it was never on my list because of the touristy nature of it. It's still beautiful, and I get to do a little Star Wars geeking out because we're going to the Villa della Balbianello, where was Star Wars 2. Some of that was shot the Lake Country in Naboo. That's the Star Wars geek. But then then we're heading on down to Novello, into the Barolo region, into the Longa Valley, and I'm really looking forward to that portion of it because it's going to be more relaxed.
Yeah. Melissa just said Nachetta, love it. There you go. All right. Gents, this was a fantastic show. One of our best. I loved it. Thank you so much for both of you.
And it was great seeing Tom on the show.
Great seeing Tom.
It's been a while since the three of us have been on.
It's been a minute. Yeah, I mean, this was an every other week show, and it still is to some point an every other week show. But it's once a month. It's once every 4 weeks with Dave and I, and once every 4 weeks with Tom and I. So it's still a once every other week show, but I'm the only one that's doing it once every other week.
It's like a tennis match.
It's like a tennis match. So, but it's fun. So we have a great time doing it. We love it. We started with the beer show 6 years ago, but this has been This has been going for a bit now, and we're enjoying every bit we're doing. We'll talk more about it with you in a minute, though, Dave. Just want to wrap up by saying anybody that is next Wednesday, the 13th in New Jersey, anywhere near the Morris Plains area, the Denville area. Denville area. Go by. If you're in the Morris Plains area, go to Denville.
It's right
there you go.
It's in the southern portion of Denville, right near the Morris Plains border.
Exactly.
Right near Mount Tabor.
Right near Mount Tabor, and right, just up from 46.
Get the tamales.
Get the tamales. I love them.
Get the fucking tamales.
I love those tamales.
And their nacho game strong.
Yeah. So
get the nachos mixtos. The nachos mixtos. That's what.
But more importantly, get the food. But more importantly, go see Dave next.
Come out, have some tequila.
Have some fantastic tequila
and mezcal.
I think that's actually why. When it's funny when we do these samplings with restaurant owners, I can't break the mezcal out until we've had like tequila conversation, and then they all have the mezcal and they're like, and he every time I talk to him he's like, I love your mezcal. Like
Chico's a mezcal whore, and you can tell him I said that. He loves his tequila, but he turned that. He started off with about a little over 100 tequilas. He went to over 150 tequilas, and he had about a dozen mezcals. He's at 100 mezcals now.
But we walked in, and it was my wholesaler and I. We stopped in for lunch, and I sat down, and I saw the bar, and I was like, yeah. You get a good perception of like their thought process when you see what's on the bar.
Oh no, that's all Chico's thought process.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, he likes his mezcal.
He loves his mezcal. He took mezcal. It was like a switch with him. He went from just straight up tequila, and then he wanted nothing but mezcal for a while. So when you're there, you tell him Dave said hi.
Tequila Dave said hi. There you go. And definitely do that. So if you're anywhere near Denville next Wednesday night, the 13th, go see Dave and have some tequila drinks and great food at Chico's.
Give Dave a noogie while you're there.
There you go. And check out anywhere that
he looks tall, so you may need a step ladder.
You're going to want to pick up some of these. You're going to want to pick up some of these.
Every year I shrink about half an inch. I'm like Mexico City. I'm slowly sinking into the.
I was 6 foot at one point. I'm 5'10" and a half now. So yeah, I feel you.
I went around saying I was 6'3" for a while. I think I've lost like 2 inches. Every time I go to the doctor, it's more depressing than my BMI.
Yeah. But
for me, it's my belly and gravity just tearing me down. Yeah.
Check out anywhere that any stores, any fire stores that are
only the finest
stores. Any stores that are carrying the Pulga, you're going to want to get in there and taste them and take them. These are fantastic bottles. Every single one of them. The Blanco, the Reposado,
and go on the website and get their recipes.
Go on the website. Absolutely. This is fantastic. But all good things must come to an end. So on that note, Dave, don't go anywhere.
Like my bottle of Alacron.
Like your bottle of Alacron, exactly.
And my bottle
and your bottle of mezcal, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I didn't finish a bottle. I started bottles tonight.
You didn't kill a bottle. We both have dead soldiers sitting here right now.
Well, I've been drinking. I've been sipping it. I'm almost killing a can of Goslings.
Oh, and Dave, the whole reason I have this bottle is one of our regular guests on the beer show, the Lager Room guys. His Tony Drury. His nickname is Alacron. And I said I always thought that Scorpion was Spanish for scorpion. He goes, no, but Alacron is the smaller scorpions. Yeah. I said, so the smaller scorpions are Alacron. Your nickname's Alacron. I hope a woman didn't give you that nickname.
Ironically, it's our Sotol that has the Alacron on it.
And what's funny is one of his favorite beverages is Sotol.
And I was going to bring that up. He's like, tequila's nice, mezcal's nicer, but Sotol is what I drink.
It's a hidden gem. There's just so much great stuff coming out of Mexico. So
I need to get more Sotol.
There you go. All right, fair enough. All right. Dave, stick around. We're going to talk to you for a couple minutes after the air.
I'm going to stick. Oh, that Dave.
Right? No, the other Dave.
Thanks for listening, everybody. And make some great drinks.
Absolutely. Thanks for doing all the mixology and talking about everything you talked about tonight. Obviously, we talked about the tequilas and all the applications and everything else. It's fantastic. Really appreciate you coming on. But on that note, we'll wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching. And those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website. All of the End of Chaser info is on www.loggerroom.com. That's LEGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, which is at the moment Facebook at End of Chaser, and also at the Artists and Spirits Festival page. And of course,
we still got that going.
We do.
Huh?
And all of our shows are available on YouTube as well on the Logger Room channel. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook and YouTube every Thursday, every other Thursday/Wednesday. So once a month on a Thursday, once a month on a Wednesday, every other week.
It's complicated.
Just
follow us.
Follow the page, and you'll know when we're going live. Usually around 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcasts, iHeart Music, YouTube Music, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, CastBox, Deezer, Podchaser, Listen Notes. Pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast, you will find the End of Chaser podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Dave, once again, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a fantastic show. Loved it. Loved every minute of it. Stick around. We'll talk to you. But again, have a fantastic rest of your week. Wonderful weekend. Drink a lot of cocktails. Make a lot of cocktails, but drink responsibly.
Yep.
And we will talk to you. We'll talk to you soon. One last little thing from Melissa. She said, check out Diego Conterno Winery when you're in Italy.
I'll have to look that one up, see what it is compared to where we are. I do want to call out one thing. On tonight's show, John's chair creaked more than mine.
Did it really?
It did. Yeah, you were Creaky McCreakerson tonight.
All right, fair enough. Yours creaked a bit.
That's my knees. It's not his chair.
Oh, see, it was not my chair.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
There you go. All right.
Because usually it's,
It's both. We both need new chairs. There you go. So,
yeah.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Again, take care, folks. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Cheers.
If you want next level, get that book.
Yeah, Liquid Intelligence by Dave Arnold. Get it. Order it. Love it. Live it. Love it.
That's top level, not even next level. That's top level.
That's top level. There you go.